Let's call this meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Counselor Lehman.
Here.
Counselor Marcus.
Here.
Counselor Larson.
Here.
Counselor Keegley.
Here.
Mayor Swanson.
Okay, reports from department heads. Well, Public Works, Empty House, Fire and Ambulance, Engineering, Attorney, Long Range Planning and Zoning.
Long Range Planning and Zoning had a public hearing on September 12th. A request to rezone a property from C1 to an R1, which is commercial to residential. And that request was denied. Our next regular meeting is on Wednesday, October 12th at 4 p.m. at City Hall. But we're going to be requesting to switch the meeting from Wednesday to Thursday.
No.
Tuesday.
It's usually Tuesday, but switch it to Wednesday.
Oh, we're going to go to Wednesday.
Just for this time, yeah.
So it'll be on Wednesday, October 12th.
Okay. Is that it then, Stuart?
That's it.
Well, I can comment on Public Works and Engineering. Is that in here? Well, we did have, well, we can discuss it on
It'll be an agenda.
on agenda on C.
Sure.
CDBG.
So, sounds good. Okay, Rec Board?
We haven't had a meeting since August or,
Since the beach shut down.
well, before that, I think. But our next regular meeting will be Monday, October 9th at 5:30 at City Hall.
Okay, very good. All right, Library Board?
Just had the minutes in the book.
Right. Okay, and then BETA did not meet in September due to lack of quorum. It's been rescheduled for Thursday, October 5th at 6 p.m. here at City Hall.
What day? What day?
Tomorrow or what?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yep. Day after tomorrow. So yeah, we'll reschedule that and get that taken care of. Okay, Utility Committee?
In the paper. Right?
Oh, yeah, Jen's been working on it and I've been working on it, and we just threw to change and update some of our ordinances. I think it's gonna be a good start. So we're just putting them ready so people on the committee can, or long-range planning can recommend it to the council, yeah, nah, or whatever, but we've gotta keep this going. I mean, we have problems out there, and like I always said, we react to the act. We should be proactive.
Proactive, not reactive. Yep.
You know, people come up to City Hall, can I do this? Yeah. You know, next time, no, because it's here in black and white. And we're not there. And if you look at Hibbing, Virginia, Duluth, Chisholm's ordinances, they're
Cover everything.
a step ahead of us.
Okay, well, we'll have to catch up.
Yeah, so we're probably be introducing some ordinances from other towns that cover some of the issues that we've had.
Very good.
So
Very good.
that's where we're at.
All right. Let's see. Sheriff's report. No sheriff tonight.
Well, no sheriff, but the only thing is they've been giving us our list of dates that they're gonna work.
Yeah,
on.
they're here.
They're here at City Hall.
Perfect. And the clerk's report.
So Cornerstone started their expansion project on September 11th, and that's going good. We got the power load system came for the ambulance today. It was delivered around 2 o'clock. It was
Good.
supposed to be a 10-week lead time. It came in like 4 weeks. So that's at the ambulance right now, and Josh is gonna schedule to get it installed. John and I did the local Board of Appeals and Equalization training, so we're certified for that now.
Excellent.
I'm gonna meet with John Jamnick in the morning. We're gonna start talking about maybe bonding a project, a comprehensive project for the utilities. We're just gonna look at some numbers John and I and Trent and John Jamnick met during the utility meeting, and we talked about the CDBG projects that we're gonna apply for, potential ones. Those are an agenda item. And then another thing I wanna bring up is our street equipment. We are in need of new street equipment. We need to get the sweeper and the grader replaced. We got a quote last year for a sweeper, and I talked to McQueen, and they still have it, and the price still stands, the financing options are still there. I'm told that it was contingent on, just somebody from the city going to look at it.
Okay,
So I had told him that if we were gonna buy something, we probably wouldn't do it until the spring, just because it doesn't make sense to have a sweeper here right now that we'd only use for a month. But the grader too, the grader needs to be replaced. So I think when we start doing the budget meetings, we need to start looking at including some dollars for payments or whatever it might be on this equipment, because we're putting more money into the equipment than the equipment is worth. The sweeper is just shot. The
It
sweeper
is.
needs to be
It is.
replaced. The sweeper can only be used if it rains because the water part of it is broken. It can't go on all the streets. So we need to start investing in some of the street equipment, because the guys can't, if they don't have the right equipment to do the work, then they can't do the work.
yeah, a little hard to
It's
do the
kind of
work,
nice
yeah.
with McQueen is if it's $30,000, and these are used, rebuilt, updated, somebody else traded them in or whatever, and they give us like 5-year option. We can budget $6,000 once out of the city equipment fund or the budget, the street budget for $5,000 for 6 years.
So the options that they gave us, say for the sweeper, for instance, it's about $60,000. They said we would do a payment of $25,000 down, followed by either 48 monthly payments of $772, or the down payment with 4 annual payments of $9,399. I mean, this is just an example.
just-
This is one that
Yeah.
Trent picked
An
out
option.
last year, but it's just something to start looking at. We don't have to come up with the entire cost of the piece of equipment, but the loader we just bought from Ziegler 4 years ago, that was paid off this spring, so
Okay,
we don't have that anymore.
Why is our sweeper unable to go on some of the streets?
I don't know, John, it can't go on Woodbridge, remember? Because it just doesn't, the Woodbridge is too,
Well, there's
the sweeper has something wrong with the bottom of it or something. And the water doesn't work, so it can only be used when it rains.
yeah.
It's just that we're putting money into it all the time. I mean, it'll probably work for another half a year, but then it might cost us another
We just-
15 grand.
Yeah, we just put $15,000 into it last year.
We bought it
or
used.
How many hours do we put on it here?
something. Quite a
Not
few,
really.
I mean, you think? I
Maybe
think
80
it's,
hours or,
Since they
it will,
purchased it, it's only had a.
but didn't it have to go in to get fixed
Well,
like,
yeah.
right after we got it or
Yeah.
something? I think it hasn't been used as much this year because it can only be taken out when it rains.
I know you
The
can
water part doesn't work, so
You
it
can-
doesn't,
have a water retro kit, like they make a plastic replacement tank. But I'm not saying,
I
well, we
don't know.
brought
They-
it, we
This would
brought
be
it
like
in
a
and had
Trent or
the
a
tank
John
redone
question.
and that didn't last.
they welded it or patched it. I know they do make a plastic replacement
Yeah.
tank, retro kit or whatever, for like $5,000, I wanna say. But
We'd have to ask Trent
Yeah.
why exactly it can't go down
Well,
the
we
streets.
don't have to go specifically after that
No, it
sweeper.
was just an
It's just that
example.
One of-
that.
It was a
one of
quote
the
that they.
options.
I mean, I think we
gathered
paid
last
like 18 grand.
it seems like a lot of money for when you only use it 80
It
hours
is,
a week or a
but-
year.
Here.
I mean, we had the loader type and that wasn't very good at all.
Mm-hmm.
The attachment
Right.
type. Those,
year. But whether it's the sweeper, the grader, they need, I'm trying to think of Trent's priority list here. I mean, the point of it is we just need to start putting some money into the street equipment. They say that they're gonna need a plow truck soon and a backhoe. But the grader, we're waiting for a grader to become available from the county?
well,
Is
I've been trying to do
that like the
that.
ideal situation would be?
I mean, Loeb said they run them and then they completely rebuild them, so they're hanging on to them like for 15 years. I said, well, Lowe's, that's new to us.
Yeah, ours
We'll
is,
take your 15-year-old grader, just let us know when one comes up and, because ours is
these are coming
30.
up.
Yeah, but everything, I don't know how that really works with,
I think we
does it go on an
bought,
auction and,
No, cities can pull it off an auction.
we bought the
We
last
bought it
grader from
without
the
going to
county
auction.
years and years
Through the
ago.
county, we can pull it off before it goes there. So I mean, it's a good deal for us, but right now he said they don't have one available, but he said he would look. So just wait till spring and see what he can do because he's retiring May 1st.
I just thought it's a good time since we're doing all the budgets too.
Yeah.
If we're going to put some money away for some equipment, now would be the time.
yeah, I can.
Well, I think that's, you should have been done probably years ago, actually.
Because a grader 15 years old is new for us, you know. We went from a 66 to an 89. Now, if we went to a 2004 or 5, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
So also, I've emailed a couple of the organizations that use our city facilities and trying to hook up with them and figure out what, I mean, I have a good idea of what the terms are right now, who pays what, and, but just so we can get some written agreements in place. I know the curling club is starting in November, so it would be ideal to get that taken care of this month. That's about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that all you did?
You wanna hear more?
Thank you.
Set up a meeting for that.
Sure, I mean, I could email you, I know most of the answers, but I think I know most of the answers, but it's figuring out like what the curling club would, figuring out a mutually beneficial agreement that we can bring forth to the council and say, this works for both of us, we think, and
Oh, we'll get
I'll
together.
talk to you, okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, council additions to the agenda. We do have a request, but we'll take care of that after we finish our last. Citizens forum. Persons wishing to address the council must sign up to be recognized. Okay, nothing. Okay, consent agenda. A, minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular minutes, city council minutes of September 19th, 2017.
Okay, moved and support. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, B, claims.
Okay, so we pay the claims for $34,091.39.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, business. Okay. The plow and dump truck needs the transmission replaced. We have received 3 bids. Ziegler comes in at $6,089.24. Skubik Brothers, $8,553.66, and Northland Tractor, and even $8,900.
You don't have the Northland Tractor one in the packet, because John, I think you have that.
Yeah, I don't have it here though.
Oh, yeah, that's what Trent wrote in.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Ziegler bid of $89.24.
Support.
Any further discussion?
Just that, send these quotes to these 3 people.
What do you mean?
Well, send the quotes that we got to Northland Tractors, Skubiks, and,
Why would we do that?
Why would we do that?
well, just to show them that where they're at.
Well, they didn't get to work, so
Yeah, we just usually would send an award letter.
we don't need to throw in their name.
No, but next time we go for bids, maybe
Maybe they'll be hungry,
yeah.
so.
Yeah,
Okay.
we wanna get the best deal possible.
I mean, when we have a project in town, everybody gets a copy of,
Just so they know
The
where
bids
they
are
were
just
at.
Public, if they want it, they could call out City Hall and request it.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Oh,
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the trailer court water main project. We received a change order number 2 on this project. The substantial completion date has changed to June 1st of 2018, and the final completion date has changed to June 15th, 2018. We'll need a motion to approve that. Joel and Sop will be starting approximately October 15th, and will work until weather permits.
I'll make that motion.
So we had the pre-construction meeting, and Joey had said that because we're coming up to winter weather, that there is a chance that Grant Street Alley will have to wait till the springtime, but he will not charge the city extra, which usually they would, because they have to come back and mow and demow again and everything, but he said there won't be any adds
Won't
to
make
it.
any other
Yes.
charge.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
should almost wait anyway.
Just so we don't run into anything.
So they are doing the Grant Street alley?
Yep, we're gonna do both of them.
Very good.
But we left out the sewer. We're just gonna do the water lines at the trailer court and the Grant Street water lines.
Okay. We had a motion.
Well,
I made a motion.
I'll support that motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, C, okay, we have the 2018 CDBG application. Let's see, 2 pre-apps for the 2018 CDBG cycle. South area number 2, the alley east of Robert Street and south of Pennsylvania. Where, let's see, the sanitary sewer is an old VCP pipe and would be replaced. The 4-inch CIP water main would be replaced, and the 12-inch alley would be a full-depth reconstruction. Project total of $352,500. And the other pre-app would be for the north area number 3, alley between Mercer Avenue and Forest Street. The L-shaped alley, an 8-inch VCP with brick manholes exists in this area and would be replaced. No water main exists in this area. The 12-inch alley would include a full depth reconstruction also, and the project total of $83,400.
This is the alley right behind the old fire hall, or right next to it.
Yep.
This other one, I don't think it's gonna cost that much, but
So when we met with John, we looked at the comprehensive plan for the city, and these were the 2 next most logical projects.
Yep.
And you'll see we don't have an amount that the city would contribute to on the app yet. However, it's just the pre-app, so the purpose of that pre-app is just for the county to determine if they're feasible, eligible projects. They haven't heard how much their budget's gonna be for next year yet. They're waiting from HUD. So
Okay.
we don't have any numbers to put in. So the pre-app isn't about the numbers, it's just about the county verifying that these are viable projects.
this
And then we'll
is,
have a final app due in December.
Okay.
the south area too, this is the wrong description here.
No, that's what John has.
It should have been behind Poofy's alley.
This is what John has in our comprehensive plan for South area too.
I mean, we talked about this alley and the one on the
He had said this one is
east side of
priority
4th
1
Street.
and this is our priority 2.
I'll make a motion that we, do the 2 pre-apps for 2018 CBG.
Because the alley behind Poofy's, we always have to pull a plug through there. It's always got roots. So that's why we went after that one. That's why I mean, those are 2 that we circled. Was this one and that one.
Well, John will be here in the morning, so
Okay, ask him about that, because this isn't right.
maybe he misunderstood when.
Yeah.
Is the Grant Street sewer, what shape is that in the alley? Is that one
That's
we were-
new.
That's new?
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't do the water.
Water.
So what we're thinking about in this, so we had talked about there's a lot of projects that need to be done that cost a lot of money, and it'll take forever if we keep every year doing one small CDBG project. So John and I are getting together and we're gonna go through some numbers and put together a comprehensive plan of how much it would take to do the whole, I think, were we talking about the north end, John? Talking about doing everything.
All the
for
water and sewer on the whole town.
Yeah, and trying to get some
There's a lot
USDA
of-
funding
yeah,
and
there's a lot of
bond the
grant money
project.
for that.
Right.
So in order to do that, we have to pull some data like the median income, our utility rates, we have to do a bunch of things, but John and I are gonna start tomorrow and come up with some numbers for the council and possibly propose bonding the project and doing it as a whole.
Good, very good.
But it still eliminates Whiteside, Woodbridge, Robert Street. The streets are not in this, you can't get grants for that.
Right.
We could, if IRB starts, giving us money and putting money for that, we can get it that way, but not with what we're talking about. Water, sewer, and it's tied to utilities. So it's just a matter
Well-
of, it's basically we're putting the numbers together to see, if
What kind of
If we can
bonding?
do it.
Yeah.
Well, and at least that, the water sewer part of it will be done in
yeah.
the future.
Yeah.
Then you don't have your streets settling when you do.
And
Well,
if we
and-
start doing Whiteside and Woodbridge, there is no utilities except for the intersections. You got storm sewer, and then where the alleys cross, you got water and sewer that run just through the street. But Whiteside and Woodbridge, there is no water and no sewer.
Oh.
It's just on that intersections with the storm sewer. So that'd be good. Anyhow, what Jen is talking about, we're just gonna put the numbers together and see where we're at, and, because there's a percent. You can get 87% granted, but
So they look and they say what.
depends on our numbers.
They say, what's the
Okay.
median income in the town? And then they look and say, well, according to your median income,
You
your
qualify.
customers, your residents are able to pay this much in utilities a month. And they'll look and see, just if they say they're able to pay, I don't know, $20 for water every month, and we're only charging 15, they would expect us to increase that $5. And then whatever we increase, the rest, the USDA will do in grants and stuff. So there's a lot of
So-
grant money involved in it too. But it's a
Water-
long process.
Water
There was
just
like,
did it.
there was over 100 different things in that application to checklist to be done with it. It's a long process.
Okay.
I made the motion for the pre-applications.
Support.
Any further discussion?
Well, I just want to clarify that. I'll approve it to clarify that, because I know that's not right.
Okay, very good.
I mean, basically, we're approving the two projects, but,
The description's wrong.
yeah.
Okay. So, all in favor?
I-
Wait, John, so you're not saying that this description, alley east of Robert Street and south of Pennsylvania, is wrong?
Well,
You just,
no, I guess it isn't, really.
because this came from the comprehensive
Oh.
plan from the city, so that's why I'm questioning, do you think that this south area number 2 is not on that?
It's just, it should be narrowed down. I mean, you have between Mercer and Forest, well, I know where that is. But east of Roberts and south of Pennsylvania, that's half
Well,
a town.
I think in the comprehensive plan, there's
Okay.
a map, remember that map that we were looking
Yeah,
at?
yeah.
And we were circling things?
Yeah.
That's in there. So when this is included in the descriptions and then you look to the map for that, it probably indicates this,
Oh,
but I will
well,
double
let's
check
just
it.
check it.
Yeah.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, D, the disc golf course.
And
Have anything more on?
I was just thinking, just keeping it on the agenda once a month for an update.
Good idea.
I
Okay.
know they did go to Menards this weekend, I think, and get some supplies for it. So I think they're starting the steps, so they picked up the lumber and,
Very
Maybe
nice.
the ramp.
Very good.
yeah, and I sent out thank yous for all the donations.
Very good. And E, the Martin Hughes School.
Any-
Nothing. We're just still working with Mike Carney to get the contract with Darcy done.
Okay, very good. Okay, and then the other piece of business we had is, we did have a resident attend a BETA meeting a couple of months back with a request to do some exploratory digging near the Lakeview Cemetery, and as it turned out, the land belongs to the city and not to BETA.
So he called today and he just had asked if we could bring it up tonight. So what he wants to do is go out onto that land and dig for gravel, I believe. And if he finds anything, he would do this at his own expense. If he finds anything, he would pay the city's royalty, he says. I'm assuming it's like per cubic yard, is that what he was telling us at BETA, I think? Something like that.
Okay.
He has to go through some permitting processes, so he was wondering what the council's thoughts were on that. Of whether we would let him go on that land
Yeah,
at his own expense and start digging.
we're gonna have to look into
Yeah, I
that a
think
little
it
bit.
needs some, I would recommend tabling it for
Yeah.
some more research.
It's probably best thing to do. Can we have a
Maybe he
motion
could
to
come to a council meeting and,
explain?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, it's gonna have to have general liability insurance. It's gotta be bonded. It's gotta look like, pretty much like it does right now when he's done. I mean, we can't just leave a hole there. And
Exactly.
then we're liable for it and then put up a fence.
I
I mean,
believe.
he's got a bond. It's gotta be bonded so that bond money covers that projected expense.
I think there's a lot of, like, there's legal fees that would be involved
Yeah.
for our attorney to draft. He wants an agreement drafted up that says we won't sell that land to anybody. So there'd be a lot of legal fees. I think he has to get permission from the neighbors out there to even do such a thing and provide that to the county. This is what he's telling me. And so he hasn't even done any of that yet, so there's a lot of steps to still be done.
Well, even per cubic yard is gonna be at the going rate, not, you know, I don't know what the going rate is, but
Yeah, have to do some
find some
investigating.
numbers for,
Yeah, I know, company sells for $1, somewhere $1.25.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, it's gotta be at the going rate, but
I mean, there's a lot of things, you know, there's just the idea of precedence involved, you know, will this open up a can of worms too for, you know,
well, I'm just more concerned about before and after.
I make a motion that we table this until next meeting or something.
Yeah, we can put it on Jen, at least it gives us time to look at the information that we have. You know,
So, are you supporting?
well, it's not an agenda item, we're
Yeah.
just,
Stuart made a motion to table it.
oh, I'll support that.
Okay, moved and supported. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Yeah,
Motion carries.
I have to abstain.
Okay,
Make a motion to adjourn.
support. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. This meeting is adjourned.